Hey guys, this is Tim.
And this is Sam.
And recently, at Brazil Comic Con, the Spider Man Far From Home trailer dropped. Now, we didn't get to see the trailer, but we are going to give you a description of what happened in it and talk about our thoughts and speculations for the film. So, I'm pretty excited. I love Spider Man Homecoming. I'm sure you did too, right?
I did. I dug it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so, we can go all we want about Homecoming, but we'll go into Far From Home for now. So, apparently, according to IGN, the trailer begins with Peter Parker, Aunt May, and Happy Hogan, and Happy Hogan's trying to flirt with May. Peter is going to a school trip to Europe with Michelle, or otherwise known as MJ, and Ned and other friends, and while he's packing his clothes, he leaves his Spider-Man suit at home. His objective is to go overseas and just take a brief rest from his life as a superhero. Him and his friends, they go to Venice, Italy, they see the canals, they do sightseeings, and there's like some small romance apparently building between Peter and Michelle. And soon after, when Peter's in a hotel room with Ned, a mysterious person appears and shoots a tranquilizer dart, and that person is Nick Fury, and he shot it at Ned, who's calling on Spider-Man for a mission. And there are new uniforms that are presented, like the stealth suit, which apparently has a really striking resemblance to the noir suit. The classic uniform, and it has the web underneath the arms, that's also present too. And at the end of the trailer, it's Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio is shown. He makes this entrance to help Spider-Man against a new enemy, and according to IGN, this new enemy is Hydro Man in a breathtaking sequence. And it says it looks like Spider-Man and Mysterio are going to fight together in this movie. The sequence sees Hydro Man emerge from the Venice waters and attack the Italian city in a sequence full of explosions, screams, and chaos. Spider-Man starts to fight him, but he gets into a little trouble, and that's when Mysterio appears to help him out at the end of the trailer. It also should be noted that in the trailer, at least, Mysterio wears his armor, but not his distinctive fishbowl helmet. Apparently that's being kept under wraps, I suppose. He also appears to work in some capacity for Nick Fury. And that's pretty much the extent of the trailer. And Sam and I also, we saw the Q&A panel at the Brazil Comic Con with Jake Gyllenhaal, Jacob Batalon, and Tom Holland. So we're going to be discussing what they talked about and what this trailer entailed and how that might be. So without further ado, Sam, get us started. What do you think about the trailer description? What do you think about the Q&A? What do you think this movie's going to hold for the future of the MCU and the future of Spider-Man?
I'm sure if I was in Brazil, I'd probably be ecstatic. But the end of the description sounds like a typical Comic-Con trailer, similar to the one we saw back in 2017, or 2016 rather, for Spider-Man Homecoming. But yeah, I'm pretty jazzed because you know what really got me excited was the fact that they got Jake Gyllenhaal as Quentin Beck.
Whoa. What the
Yeah, I know.
Like
you're
that,
talking about a guy that turned down Batman.
if the rumors are true, he turned down Batman for Matt Reeves' Batman and he would rather put a fishbowl on than a bat cowl. I mean, we live in that era. Because think about it.
He did do Bubble Boy, so maybe he's used to that.
True. But I mean, at this point, when you look at his career, you can kind of tell Jake is very picky about his projects. He's kind of stemmed away from the big budgeted movies since his heyday of like Day After Tomorrow or Prince of Persia.
Right.
Now he's in like Prisoners, Enemy, or what's that movie called?
With the alien.
Life, yeah.
Life.
And that other movie, its name is escaping me.
Nocturnal Animals?
That one, yes.
Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler. There we go. So you can tell he really cares about, like, as long as there's a good story, he's interested. So that makes me wonder, what did Sony and Marvel show him?
Yeah, what are they doing with Mysterio?
Yeah, what the hell are they doing with Mysterio?
Right. And why is he helping Spider-Man?
The amazing story in this film is the relationship between Spider-Man and Mysterio. It's not your average story. We are brothers in arms. We are a team, and we're teaming up to take down this crazy force, which is the Elemental.
This trailer description shows them working together, and he's working under Nick Fury.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's got me thinking maybe Mysterio's in for the long haul. Maybe you know what I'm thinking? Honestly, what I'm thinking, he won't be a villain just yet. He won't be a villain in this movie.
You know what?
I'm pretty sure that is the case.
I would be down for that. But one of the popular theories online is that, in IGN said it was Hydra Man. Maybe that's just calling it Hydra Man at the moment. But Gyllenhaal and Holland mentioned they're the Elementals, which is like bottom of the barrel D-list characters in Marvel comics.
I mean, like, dude, like, just to let everyone know, I read a lot of comics. I've never heard of the Elementals, not once. Like, it's definitely more obscure than the Guardians. And I will admit, like, I never read Guardians. I never read the cosmic side of Marvel. I only straight up, I only read the X-Men and Ultimate Spider-Man. That was like the extent of my Marvel kind of stint. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, I agree with Sam. Bottom of the barrel, just like you're literally fishing for like the deep sea angler.
Yeah, so
in terms of like characters.
I think there's like a fire creature or like a lava creature or like a sand creature, similar to the way how Sandman looks in Spider-Man 3, I presume.
You know, imagine if this is a precursor to Sandman, even.
Possibly, but you know, so back to the theory. There's a theory out there that because in the comics, Mysterio has made himself look like the hero. He has. And in this movie, some people speculate that since he is a master illusionist and special effects wizard, he could be just creating those elementals himself because he's just that good, so that he could make himself look like a hero in front of everyone.
I didn't think of that. That's actually really smart.
But then that begs the question: why are you trying to be friends with Spidey? What's your end game?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like maybe he's not
end game.
Maybe, well, I mean, maybe. So get this. Like I like that theory, but you bring up a good point. Like, why would he work with Spidey if he's just trying to look like the hero? I totally agree. I 100%. That's one of the, I think, maybe the pitfalls of that theory, which is why I'm saying maybe the Elementals are truly a real thing. Maybe Quentin Beck, I wouldn't say agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., maybe freelancer of S.H.I.E.L.D., helping out, and I think that he'll probably be a good guy I think, you know, he might be there for the long haul.
I would like to see that dynamic.
I would too, because, like, you know, I would have said that about Michael Keaton, but it was apparent from the trailer that Vulture was going to be evil. Well, not evil, like, in the sense of, like, I want to end the world, but just he was going to be a bad guy. Like, you knew that he was going to get taken down.
Right.
But judging from this description, it doesn't seem like that for Mysterio.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah,
and
it
I
could
think
go either or.
You know,
or they could have something, you know, I mean, you speculated, I just speculated. They could have something else up their sleeve. We don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I honestly, like, just hearing that news about Jake Gyllenhaal, it did wow me too. Never in a million years did I think that Jake Gyllenhaal would do a superhero movie,
let alone play Mysterio.
Yeah, let alone play a villain, let alone play someone like Mysterio.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And you know, like I mentioned, he's very careful with his projects. So, like I said previously, what did they show him?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he could be someone that kind of mentors Spider-Man a bit. Maybe he'd be a rival to Tony Stark.
You know what, though? Gyllenhaal in the interview did mention he has to teach him how to be not so friendly.
Teams up with friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and unfortunately he has to make him become more than just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh.
That's true.
Hey, okay.
Oh. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. It could be like, it's like one of those really nice mentorships that I think maybe Tony could be jealous of.
Assuming he is in the film.
You see, that's actually where I wanted to go next. We all know this is coming after Endgame. We all know Spider-Man died in Infinity War.
Died,
right?
yeah. Quotations.
But Tony's kind of missing from this trailer. Now, either that's a contractual thing, maybe Robert Downey Jr. didn't want to come back for this film, or it could be that you think he's dead. You think that's the case? You think they want... What do you think, Sam? Do you think he's actually dead, or do you think they're hiding him so that it can confirm that he's... Like, we still have that mystery of whether he'll die or not. Do you think they're just hiding him for that, or do you think he's actually going to be dead in terms of relations to this? Maybe that's why Quentin Beck might take up that new role. You see what I mean? Maybe, look, guys, this is reaching, but, you know...
I just can't see Disney and Marvel kill off a character like Iron Man. I mean, it's possible. Never rule that out. But, I mean... I don't know. I honestly don't know because just real quick sidetracking. I mean, we saw the trailer for Endgame. I have no idea what that movie is about, so I can't really.
There's
speculate.
literally no Thanos.
Well, yeah, they skipped the shot where he was in the farm. He was in the farm, but I can't really speculate on that end because that trailer is a perfect example of showing us enough, but not so much that we can speculate what's going on. So I wish I had an answer for you. I don't. But my money says I don't think Stark is dead.
So you think they're just hiding him to keep up that mystery of whether or not he'll go?
I could be wrong, but yeah, I think so. I think so. And
because I mean Hogan's there, but I mean Stark isn't.
Yeah.
So you got to think about that. Again, maybe it could just be that Robert Downey Jr. didn't want to show up for this movie. But I think if you paid him an exorbitant amount, he probably would have. And he does like the character. It's not like he would say no given the offer.
Yeah, but yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Also, what do you think about this romance? The description said that there's going to be a budding romance. Do you think Michelle's going to be the MJ? Do you think that? Like, what do you think about them glossing over Gwen Stacy? Do you think that that's going to be the real MJ?
I can see why they glossed over Gwen because we already got that from the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, or as I like to call it, TASM.
Yeah, TASM.
It did bother me that her name is Michelle. This is just me being a conservative comic book fanboy, but I mean, if you're gonna call her MJ at the end of the movie, why don't you just have her be Mary Jane? Like, simple as that. Like, what's all this Michelle thing? I mean, we'll find out when we see the film, but honestly, the romance thing is the least of my concerns. I'm more interested in Mysterio.
Jake Gyllenhaal, right? like just seeing how that goes. I know. I think attaching that kind of name, that star power name almost, is really cool, and I think that that's a interesting take. How does this feel for you for Sinister Six?
You know what? I was gonna just bring that up. I just can't see Kevin Feige not
doing something about it.
Something about it, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's a very, very famous story arc, and it's been taken and adapted to modern day comics many times, and even in Ultimate Spider-Man. Even in the 616 universe, there are many different iterations of the Sinister Six.
Hell, in Ultimate Spider-Man, they killed him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, what I think Kevin is doing, I think he's going to set up this Sinister Six for the long haul, not immediately. He's putting the pieces in together, because you got Vulture down,
right,
and you got Mysterio. It's just that's two of the classic original lineup. I don't see how he can't capitalize on this. I think he will do it. I think it's coming. It's coming. I'm calling it right now. It's coming. This is it's great because I don't know how many Spider-Man films Kevin Feige, Amy Pascal intend to make with Tom Holland, and obviously 6 is a huge number.
Right.
But I really like how each of these so-called villains are going to have a personal tie to Peter. Because in the Vulture, we saw that he is the father of his prom date or homecoming date, right?
Yeah, and I agree. Like he Spider-Man not only saved his life, but saved his daughter's life.
Yeah, and there's like a mutual respect. There's that interesting dynamic he has with the Vulture, is that mutual respect for one another, but yet they're enemies. And there's a great scene in Homecoming where he tells him, like, guys like Stark, they don't understand people like you and me.
And there's already that connection.
Yeah, and, I kept thinking if that was an older Peter, he would probably understand.
Yeah, I mean, like, you see in the original comics of Civil War, Spider-Man and Iron Man have a huge breaking up, like a fallout from each other. They hate each other. But in this Civil War in the MCU, they grew closer.
Yeah,
I think that eventual breaking off arc will happen, and I think you're right in that Vulture is gonna sow those seeds, and I think that Quentin Beck might do the same thing in this.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, they're gonna be friends in this film.
Yeah.
So that makes me curious. What's his relationship with the other members going to be like the original 6 members, Electro, or Craven, or
Doc Ock.
Doc is the most important one,
Yeah.
Dr. Octavius. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. I'm really excited. And you know what? Let me just touch up on Homecoming a little. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say everybody was Spider-Man fatigue after TASM.
Yeah.
And I applaud Sony because it's not easy to just say, oh yeah, I'll let you walk all over my studio and help me shepherd the franchise I so screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of ego had to be dropped. So thank you for Sony for
No, thank you for those email leaks.
that too. But ultimately what I'm saying is Sony didn't have to agree to this,
Right.
but they did.
Mm-hmm.
And they're giving us what we want.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man in the MCU handled right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just excited to see what's next. I really do think the seeds have been planted for Sinister Six. I think it's coming. I think Tom Holland is in it for a long run. I don't know the specifics of his contracts. I believe he said it was 3 solo films and 3 appearances, meaning Avengers.
Right.
And I'm sure a couple cameos were are in it, but yeah, I think he's in it for the long run, and I think Sinister Six it just looks so obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I'm excited for Far From Home too. I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, look at our wild speculation here. You know what I mean? If you can tell already, we were very excited. So to wrap things up,
you know what? And real quick though, if they got Keaton as Vulture, they got Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. I can't imagine who they're gonna cast next for Electro, Dr. Octavius.
yo, watch it be some
Sandman,
Oscar winner, bro.
Craven, Electro. It's
Hey, Javier Bardem for Craven. That would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
And then,
Octavius would be hard though. It's kind of hard to.
honestly, Christoph
Alfred-
Waltz maybe.
We'll just have to see.
Yeah, we'll just have to see it. All right, guys. So to wrap things up, the Far From Home description can be found on IGN.com. I'll put the link in the description. And if you guys want to read up, do more things, let us know in the comments what you might be thinking. Always go ahead and let us know. We read every single one of them, so it'd be awesome to hear your guys' take as well. My name is Tim.
My name is Sam.
And this has been Pop Culture Peace. Thank you.